You're lying.
I'm not.
No, you're kidding.
He's from X-Men?
He's the main villain. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of our podcast. I'm Mac.
And I'm Fish.
And this is Macaroni and Fish. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you've been doing well. I hope you haven't seen...
I hope you survived the zombie apocalypse.
Oh, yeah. I hope you survived the zombie apocalypse.
With both your limbs. All your limbs. Both your limbs.
Both your... Okay, now I have several. First of all, which one is a limb and which one's not? Are arms limbs? Are legs limbs? Which one are limbs? I need to know.
I was specifically thinking of arms. But...
Okay, so then what are legs? I need to know.
Appendages.
Oh, I thought those were fingers.
Those are phalanges.
No.
Yeah.
Phalanges. Man, I was going to make a joke. I can't make a joke. I don't know. There is a word that's close. What's a word that's close to phalanges I could make a joke about? Fig Newtons.
What? No, that's not even close.
Don't you tell me what's close, little boy. I know what's close.
You asked me.
Well, I love you.
Love you too.
Oh, thanks, bud. I appreciate it. Well, welcome everybody to our podcast. In case you haven't heard us before, why haven't you listened to the other episodes? Go check them out.
Yeah, there's like 6 of them
there's
now.
Like
go, listen.
Yeah. You need
Pause this episode, come back.
Yep, you have to listen to them in order. There's a chronological lore that begins with the first episode all the way to now. And you have to, figure it all out before the end because there will be a test.
Yep.
First, here, in fact, I'll sneak some answers in from the test. First question: what is the name of the reoccurring figure who does drugs and who stole Monty's check? Fish or
what?
Okay,
what?
I called you Monty again.
Oh, well, you've been doing that since episode 1.
I'm sorry. I know you by Monty. I know you by Monty. But what's his name? Do you know, Fish? Do you know his name?
Of course, I created him. His name is Jeff.
Yeah, bingo. Good job. His name is Jeff.
He's part of the official Macaroni and Fish lore.
He is. Second question: how long do you have to patent that?
30 days.
30 days. Yes. Good job. All right. Now that you have a sneak peek, I want to let you know that if you fail the test, we will take your car away. And if you don't have a car, we'll wait till you buy it, and then we'll take it away.
Oh, okay. Sure.
So welcome to our podcast.
Now that the petty threats are over.
Yeah, we got the threats out of the way. That's the first part we got to get through. Every single time is just the beginning threats, and then we move on to the podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a lot easier than the threats we made last week.
Oh?
Yeah? You don't remember those threats?
Well, I don't remember them at all.
Oh, you don't remember? Because I do. Because it killed my family.
That wasn't last week.
It felt like last week.
Well,
it still resonates in my brain. That's the episode that will never see the light of day. Rest in peace.
Unfortunately, yeah, that's gone.
But that's a former podcast. He's dead now.
Yep,
and stay dead. Now we're gonna do the cool podcast.
Okay.
the cool podcast episode. I'm kidding, Fish. I'm kidding. Today we're gonna be talking about something that actually popped up recently. I was watching the stuff. That's all, folks.
That's a good segue.
To
cartoons.
Cartoons. Yeah, that was all planned. Yep, 100%.
Yeah.
No, so I was watching the Nostalgia Critic, which was what I was trying to say, and as
was it though?
Yes.
That wasn't coming out right.
Listen, I have a stuttering problem. But I was watching the Nostalgia Critic. They came out with an episode recently about Kids WB, which for the longest time I thought I actually had not watched that channel. But then they started talking about some of the some of the shows that were on that channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there were so many shows that I remember watching.
I remember you telling me that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It blew me. In fact, it brought up one, which I want to use it to start the topic, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
X-Men Evolution.
Oh, yes.
That one...
I hated that show.
What?
I'm kidding.
I was about to say.
I never actually watched it, though.
Bro, it was so good.
I watched very little of it.
So, for those of you who don't know, X-Men Evolutions was essentially how would I define this? You know the movie The Batman that came out? The Batman with
like,
Robert Pattinson, and how he's like younger, like he's been doing.
He's like new Batman.
New Batman, yeah. That's kind of like that. X-Men Evolutions was when all of the X-Men were teenagers and they were going to normal high school.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, okay. Didn't they they were causing problems or something because they were mutants, and there was like this big. There was this I don't know who it was or whatever, but it almost had like politics in it to a degree.
I don't remember the politics.
Where they were like, we don't want mutants here, blah, blah, blah.
Well, I mean, that's a normal staple of X-Men because it's always been an allegory for racism.
Oh, okay.
But so that makes sense. But if I remember the show correctly, based on the snippets that I watched from the Nostalgia Critic, I remember like them just like basically hiding, not necessarily hiding, but like trying to be normal in high school. And they had all these mutant powers. I also remember they did a really cool thing, and they made Rogue a teenager and goth.
Oh, yes.
And
favorite character.
I'm not going to lie. I hit puberty around that point. She was very hot. Yep. She was very, very hot. Her and Kitty Pryde. They did Kitty Pryde very well. I love how they were basically the exact opposite.
Who is Kitty Pryde?
Kitty Pryde's the one that can run through walls. She's the one that like can phase through, like she basically can go corporeal, but not like see-through. She just has the ability to run through solid objects.
Who is Kitty Pryde?
Oh my, you don't know who Kitty, I don't. Oh my gosh.
Who is this?
Those two were the best from that show. They were the hottest. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be gross or weird.
Was it like the dynamic of Starfire and Raven sort of thing?
I would say in X-Men Evolutions, yes.
Okay.
Because in X-Men Evolutions, Rogue was like way more goth, and it was awesome. Kitty Pryde had like a ponytail and like pink clothing on, very kind of preppy girly, and but like
Kitty
I said,
Pryde. This
look her up. Yeah, look her up. Kitty Pryde
doesn't ring a bell.
She's part of the normal X-Men lore. You got to look up specifically the X-Men. Oh, okay. I'm so sorry, podcast. I pulled out my phone because I wanted to pull it up, and TikTok was on, so it just blared some random noise. Please forgive me. I beg of you. I have a family. Please don't kick me off this podcast. No. Okay, listen. I'm just trying to stall for Fish because he's trying. There you go.
I'm spelling her name wrong.
Yeah, you don't know how to spell Kitty or Pryde.
Pryde is not spelled Pride.
It's not?
It's Pry.
All right, that's cool. And that's also very 90s. That's very, very 90s. Do you see it, Fish? Do you see it? Fish, do you see it?
I guess. Is she a brunette?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Do you see it, Fish?
I do.
Do you see it, Fish? Fish, do you see it?
So who's Kitty Pryde?
Oh my gosh.
I still don't. I don't. She doesn't like look familiar to me at all.
She was in she wasn't like a main character, but she was in a lot of the X-Men stuff. Like she was
I know like kind of the core group of characters.
Ooh.
Kind of.
Oh yeah? Do you want to play a game of guessing them?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, you actually want to? Okay.
Well, duh.
Why is it the ones that are like having to do with like childhood like media, like memes and stuff? Like we always end up having a game of guess this person.
I don't know.
Again, a physical like you have to see on a podcast. I don't think we're smart about this.
Well, whatever.
Okay, so actually, I want to know. Here, let's do this to make things a little bit.
Are you
easier.
gonna like describe them to me, and then I need to?
No, you know what? Let's do something a little different. I'm just gonna bring them up, and we can talk about them and see if we remember, and see if we even can pull up like their superpowers and stuff, and just kind of talk about it. Because I also like we have a lot of kids shows that we grew up on, which was the main idea for this topic is like kids shows that we grew up on, cartoons, and I don't mean to be that
some of the shows that we grew up on were kind of like out there,
but that's what made them so good. That's what made, okay, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Essentially, what I want to say is. I don't mean to be that old man who sits on like my lawn, get off my lawn, kids.
I do. I can't wait for that day.
What do you mean?
I can't wait for that day when I'm that old man sitting out there in a lawn chair. You kids get off my lawn! Then I just have a heart attack and go to heaven. And God's like, really? What was that about?
They were on my lawn.
All
things are mine. I own the world, you dingus. Do you think God would call you a dingus?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, Jesus called people a brood of vipers. That
is true. That is true.
That's pretty harsh.
That is very, very true. But no, when I say that, I mean, like, I don't mean to be that old man, but like, man, our kid shows are way better.
No, they were.
Like, and
They just were.
Like, I'm looking at like Teen Titans Go.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
And
like,
it's so sad.
I know, because the original Teen Titans was so flipping good.
Not only that, the original Teen Titans was amazing, okay? But I'm very disappointed because the guy who is one of the writers for Teen Titans Go is one of my favorite actors.
Are you serious?
And he's hilarious.
Who is he?
His name is Will Friedle.
I have not heard that name before, unfortunately.
And he's actually written some of the episodes for Teen Titans Go. And so I was like, oh, he wrote this episode. This is actually probably going to be good.
Oh.
And I watched it and I was like, oh.
Listen, nobody's perfect. Everyone's going to have some, like, some.
Yeah, I still love Will Friedle, though. He's still hilarious.
Yeah, I definitely love his work.
His rendition of Deadpool is hilarious.
Oh, he does a Deadpool?
He does a Deadpool. I think it's like one time in one episode of one Spider-Man cartoon, but it's my favorite Deadpool of all time. And I was like, I wish they made a show with him.
Oh, you know what? Okay. I'm going to get ahead of myself, but I'm wanting, based on what you just said, I have a couple things that I want to try and do for this topic, okay?
Okay.
Favorite versions of characters.
Oh, okay.
Because like we're talking about kid shows that we grew up on. And when you were talking about that, the first thing that popped into my head was like all the different renditions of the DC and Marvel characters that have been done so many times over the years, which I'm not complaining about. And in fact, I have said this before, I love when there's multiple different types of media for story, even if it's done completely different, because I love listening to those and seeing those like different versions. Like the one thing that I think of, is oh shucks, oh no, I'm losing it. Spider-Man.
Oh, there you go.
Like a lot of times, like Spider-Man, his different renditions are so cool. Like I think it's 2099 Spider-Man versus Miles Morales.
Yeah.
What I hate so much is when I feel like a character in a version is like taking a step back. It's not done differently. It's taken a step back. And I think of like the Hunger Games movie.
Okay.
I read the books. And I don't read a lot.
Did?
Yeah.
See, I never read the books.
Really?
I only watched the movies.
See, I read the books because I had to for class. And it's the only few times in my life that I ever read. And there was one thing, it still burns a hole in my brain. And I know there's somebody out there who's going to listen to this and be like, that's not true. That's not in the books. Shut up. Shut up. If it is, I'm an idiot. And I've accepted that. But this is how I remember it. So just level with me here, okay? If I remember correctly from the Hunger Games books, there is like a part, and it's in the movie, where like these gigantic like mythical dogs get released. You remember this? You remember this? Yeah. In the books, those dogs that get released are like wolfhounds, if I remember correctly, if that's described as wolfhounds. But either way, they're some type of dog that can stand up on their hind legs, and they are dressed to look like the dead contestants.
Yeah, that was not in the movie
that wasn't
at all.
If I remember correctly from the movie,
they were just like hellhounds.
They weren't even that. They were bulldogs. I'm pretty sure they were bulldogs. Oh, I'm going to look this up.
I don't think they were like squatty like a bulldog, but I think they had like a similar face, maybe.
Hunger Games, fastest fingers in the West. Hunger Games dogs from movie. Yeah. And as I'm typing it, it even says like the dogs from the books had like humanoid faces, kind of, or at least that's what that's kind of portraying here. But anyway, so like from the books, they were dressed to look like, one of them looked like Ren, if I'm not mistaken.
Ren?
I think that was the little girl that died. Oh, not little, like
Rue.
not toddler. Rue, that one.
Yeah, she's my favorite.
It's been a while.
I loved her. Oh my gosh, it was so sad. And then they like took her out in such a they just did not do her justice when they, you know what I mean? Like when they took her out, she was like, oh, she's shot, she's dead. Okay, bye. I was like, what?
Right? What? See, right? And that's the thing that sucks.
I was like, at least give her an epic death. I know she was gonna die.
See, because like in the books,
or just kill Katniss. Let's just keep Rue.
Right?
I like her.
Well, see, and like that's one thing where it's like I feel like you took a step back.
Yeah.
Right? Because like not only do you, because I feel like you could have done something else with the character Rue, right? You could have, and if they did something
her
like that,
her name is Rue, right?
I feel like it's not Ren.
It's not Ren.
Yes, it is, because I remember that meme.
Okay.
I remember that meme. Remember the meme where it's like surprise mother effa?
The Samuel L. Jackson one?
Yeah, there's a guy who copies that, and he just basically says a whole bunch of things that are like similar to that, like some fries, mother trucker. some flies or something like that, and he eventually gets to like holding the Hunger Games movie, and he just walks up going, "Rude eyes, mother trucker." And it's oh my gosh, I love it. Also, here you go. This is exactly from the movie. It's the stupid. They look like bulldogs, and it even calls them mutts. Look at that picture.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
Stupid. If I remember from the books, they were not only supposed to be like wolf-like dogs, but they're supposed to look like the characters who are dead. That's what makes them so terrifying. These things would never be able to chase you down.
Right? They'd be going
10 minutes in, they're someone get the wild mutt some water.
All right, I'm tossing it back.
All right, tossing it back. I like how I made the noise.
You made the noise
and
instead
you
of
didn't
me.
even throw it. You were still hanging on to it. But no. So a little bit off topic, but yeah, I like different like renditions, different versions of things, as long as it doesn't feel like it's hindering the overall concept of the character.
Yeah.
But at the same time, sometimes some hindrance is good, like Superman.
Okay.
Superman is way overpowered.
Yeah, that's true.
And so pulling him down a little bit makes sense. And this is my segue into one of the different renditions.
Well, we totally forgot about the game, just so you know.
Wait, what was the game? What were we talking about?
The X-Men thing.
Oh!
We were going to play a game.
Oh, yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me pull
Let's do that real fast.
Okay. The people listening to this podcast are like, what direction are they going? Are you sure you guys don't have ADD? Okay, let's see. What? Okay, the first few that popped up I recognize. Professor X, Wolverine, Jean Grey, Cyclops.
Cyclops, I remember now.
Bro, you do? Okay. I burped. I'm so sorry. This one is named Eric Lensher.
That's his name?
That's his name.
Doesn't have like a superhero name?
Nope, or at least not. Magneto, Eric Lensher.
Wait, Magneto's from X-Men?
What? You're lying.
I'm not.
No, you're kidding.
He's from X-Men?
He's the main villain. Are
you serious?
Yes. What do you mean?
He's from X-Men.
Did you eat lead paint this morning? What's happening?
Okay, I'll admit. I'll be the first to admit I am not an X-Men fan.
Oh, okay, then I recant my statement. That's
okay.
Fair.
I'm not. And maybe it's because
now people are going to be screaming at you from the comment section. It's like I understand.
Well, this may be because I was traumatized as a child.
We're traumatized?
Yes, with a Wolverine toy.
He is kind of scary.
Okay?
I will admit. But what happened?
I say traumatized. It really wasn't trauma, but
listen, don't ignore your traumatic experience.
Okay, well, so you know how in the cartoons and just in general, Wolverine has like a healing factor, right?
Yes, and in fact, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. I had a toy that was a Wolverine.
Okay.
And like you push a button on him and he's like, I smell trouble. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was like motion activated.
Oh, no.
And so you could have it in just like the button push mode or motion activated. And we accidentally left it in the motion activated. And so it'd go off constantly when you'd walk past it. Okay? And it would just say all of its stupid Wolverine phrases.
All right.
I got sick of it. So I couldn't find a screwdriver to take the batteries out. Okay. But I'm like, I have a swimming pool. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, no.
So I chucked him in the pool.
Man.
Left him there.
Oh, my God.
For days. I pulled him out. Okay? And the first thing that happens is he goes, I smell trouble. I'm like, what? You should be drowned. The healing factor isn't real.
No, that's not healing factor.
I swear that thing would talk, though, even when the batteries were not in it.
Oh, my. You have a haunted X-Men doll? What's going on?
I don't know. It was very weird.
My word.
It was haunted by the spirit of Hugh Jackman, I guess. I don't know.
Every time I heard his name, I always think of Huge Jackman. I don't know why.
Huge Jackman.
This is Huge Jackman.
Sounds like a wrestler or something.
Huge Jackman. Oh, my goodness. That is hilarious, but terrifying. I totally understand that. But I mean, like, he's so cool. X-Men, not X-Men, Wolverine, that guy. Yeah, that guy. That's what I meant. He's so cool.
The only X-Men that I even liked was Rogue.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. So, that you answered. What's your favorite X-Men? Rogue.
Yep.
Do you know what my favorite X-Men is?
It's definitely the blue guy that like jumps through dimensions.
Dang it, how the heck did you know that?
You serious? Is it him?
Literally, as I said that, I was going to do a joke where I was like, I have no idea. Let's run through and figure it out because I couldn't remember them all. And as I'm running through my list of X-Men in my head, Nightcrawler pops up.
There it is, his name,
Nightcrawler. And I'm like, yeah, he's my favorite.
Yeah, I can see that.
I will admit, the movie version of him did make him a little strange.
Yeah.
But like, again, X-Men Evolutions, he was awesome. Yeah. Really, really cool.
If I'm thinking of the same movie where he's in it.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if there's multiple.
There's 3.
Okay.
4. Okay, there's the original trilogy, and then you have more that came out, which I forgot for good reason, except for some of them were actually good, but go ahead.
I know that one of them, Nightcrawler, was played by the same...
Hugh Jackman.
No. Hugh Jackman. Anyway, he was played by I'm pretty sure he was played by the same guy who plays Floop in Spy Kids.
Floop?
Yes.
Who the heck is Floop?
Floop is the main villain in the first Spy Kids movie. He's the guy who has the kids show or whatever with all the thumb people.
Oh,
yeah.
His name is Floop?
His name is Floop.
Oh, that is a kids movie, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah.
Strange.
It's a weird.
Can I just say I do remember watching that movie. One of the coolest things in my opinion from that movie is the chick with the ponytails, that helicopter.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why, but I was like,
Emily Osment's character, yeah.
Hey, that's Haley Osment?
Emily Osment.
Who's Haley Osment? Is that a person? Did I just make that up?
No, Haley Joel Osment's her brother.
Hey, he's a dude?
Haley, yeah. He's the voice of Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
I feel like I've been in a cryogenic sleep for 10,000 years, or like for a decade at least. And then I come out and I'm like, wait, what's going on?
Did you even catch what I just said?
No, what'd you say?
He's the voice of Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
What? No, he's not.
Yeah, he
is.
You
are lying.
Look it up.
I'm fact checking.
It's Haley Joel Osment. He's the same kid in The Sixth Sense.
The voice. No, are you serious?
Yes.
No way.
Yeah.
It's a small world. Also, he's an actor. That kind of does make sense.
He's in a TV show too.
Oh my gosh, it is Haley Joel Osment.
Yeah.
Also, that's not at all how I thought he looked, but that's exactly how he looks. Holy crap.
He's in I saw a meme of him or whatever. He's in another TV show or something.
He's in a TV show?
He was in a TV show, like a medical TV show or something.
Grey's Anatomy?
I have no idea.
Or maybe it's Purple Astrology?
Purple Astrology?
I don't know, man.
That's a totally different show.
Patent it. 30 days patent it. 30 days patent it.
But the meme was when Haley Joel Osment goes like Sora. And because he gets mad or something in the show, and he starts like raising his voice, and he starts sounding exactly like his character.
Are you
Sora
serious?
Yeah, that's funny.
That's so funny. You get angry, you become Sora. He pulls out a keyblade. Yeah. That's weird. Oh, it's these weird connections like that. That throws me off.
Oh, I know. I like learning weird things like that. I don't know why. It's just, and it's weird things like that stick.
Right?
Like, I'm not even that into like celebrity or any, you know what I mean? I don't really care. But I hear a voice actor, I'm like, oh, that person sounds really familiar. Like, what cartoon was this from? Oh, it's Tara Strong from blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that woman is in everything. Holy crap.
Tara Strong?
Tara Strong.
I do know her because, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't she play... Oh, no, wait a minute. Her actual character's name is Tara. Oh, I might be wrong. Who's the blonde chick from Teen Titans? The good one. Who falls in love with Beast Boy.
Teen Titans. Crap.
Hold on. I got to look it up. We're just going to forego the game. We're going to forego the game. But we're going to still talk about X-Men. We're going to come back to that.
That works.
Hold on.
What was her name?
Blonde chick.
I know it.
From...
I'm pretty sure she plays Gretchen in Recess. Gretchen, and you've seen Recess, right?
Oh yes, yeah. Because
nerdy girl.
When I started taking up the nickname TJ, everybody was like,
"Oh, TJ Detweiler."
TJ Detweiler, and I'm like,
I have some weird nostalgia with Recess. I don't know why. It's not even like the show itself necessarily. It's this movie that they came out with, like this TV movie
called
Recess School's Out.
I remember that.
And I watched it more recently when we actually had a Disney Plus account.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, this feels really weird watching this again. And I'm like, I don't know what it is, but you had that like weird nostalgic feeling like.
No, I totally get it because I had the same when I was watching the Nostalgia Critics episode of Kids WB. And over the, again, X-Men Evolution, not meaning to jump back to that, but like, man, there'll be some shows that I watch and I'm like, oh my gosh, this brings me back. And actually, okay, I will go ahead and okay, wait, I'm jumping ahead. Hold on. Put a pin in it. But first, to finish this side project.
What's her name?
The character's name is Tara, T-E-R-R-A. The actor is Ashley Johnson.
That is not at all who I thought that was.
That's not how I thought it was either. Also, it might be from the Teen Titans, the stupid one. Also, what's her power, though?
It's like earth bending, essentially.
Is it earth bending?
Sort of, yeah. Which, speaking of earth bending, Avatar.
No, okay, hold on. Put a pin in it.
No, come on.
Let's finish the X-Men talk, and then we'll move on to
We've moved past X-Men.
You want to move? Fine. Listen, X-Men is great. There's a lot of cool mutants. My favorite is Nightcrawler. He's awesome. Okay, let's go to Avatar. Avatar.
Yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Dude, that's
not the Legend of Korra.
We don't talk about that.
No, that one doesn't exist, guys. Sorry,
we don't talk about it. But no,
that's not a good one.
Avatar: The Last Airbender is still good to this day. I actually rewatched it, and I was still blown away on how completely amazing and memorable it is. The writing.
What I love about it too is like they're not afraid to get kind of dark,
right?
And like actually address like hard issues,
right?
But they do make it in a way where it's like kids could understand. Yes. I think that's what's lacking. Maybe that's it. That's what's lacking from modern cartoons. It's not anything like that. It's just all stupidity.
Well, actually, it's funny that you say
and like
that.
Hyperactivity.
It's funny that you say that because going back to the Nostalgia Critic, like you need to you need to pay us for sponsoring. But like
we're plugging you a lot, man.
Right?
Come on.
But in that episode of Kids WB, he talked about how like the Animaniacs was on there, right? And they talked about when they were first coming out, they were like, man, I'm going to butcher the episode. Essentially, they were like, it was during a time where it was like kids' TV shows were forced to have a message every episode.
Oh, yeah. They had like the Wheel of Morality.
Yes.
Wheel of Morality, turn. Tell us the lesson that we must learn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so it was like they essentially had to like force it. But they did it in such a way that was really, really smart. And like now you have shows that I think are capitalizing on the whole random concept, like how random comedy, which can be funny if done right. But here's the funny thing that a lot of people don't get about random comedy. If all your comedy is random, it's no longer random.
Right.
If all you do is just random noise, random picture, random anything, eventually, because it's constantly being random, it's no longer random.
Yeah.
It's so chaotic, it's now predictable. Yeah. Because I just can predict that you're going to be chaotic. It loses the funny. That's what makes random comedy so funny is that you're watching something that's completely normal, completely straight-laced, and then out of nowhere, it changes. It goes a complete left turn. That's why it's funny. But if you have so many different left turns... Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I feel like that's why I like Gumball.
Yes!
Gumball, it was very, very good. And it was more... I mean, it's kind of an older show now, I guess, but like... I still put it in that... that vein of where like cartoons were starting to devolve.
Yes, I get that.
That one actually shined. Even so, even in the midst of all the other ones, losing their steam, it still actually did really well.
See, when Gumball came out, that came out right at a time where I started watching it, like when it first came out. But then I fell out of it because I started.
It is so good.
I need to watch it.
It's a hilarious cartoon. I cannot get over it. Like. I would still watch it.
Really?
It's still hilarious.
I need to go back and watch some episodes because I do remember.
A lot of the jokes are actually geared toward older people. They're geared toward people our age.
Well, see, that's what's good about and that was something that has been explained before is what makes a good family show or family movie is that it's for the family. You have jokes for adults, jokes for kids, jokes all the way around. Also, put a pin in it. Back to Avatar. Avatar's so good.
Yeah, sorry.
No. I know what's going to happen is we're going to be like, Avatar, Gumball, and we're just going to keep jumping and jumping.
There's so much to talk about, though, with this.
I know. Okay. One last thing about Avatar. I think what they did really, really cool, too, is their way of world building and storytelling is absolutely, immaculate. It's beautiful.
Man, yeah.
And that's what... for those of you who don't know me, because I talked about last episode that I play Dungeons and Dragons. The reason I got into Dungeons and Dragons is because that I found out how to play it and what it was, and I was like, oh my gosh, here's a way to create a story that people actually get to go through.
Yeah.
That I love writing stories. I love listening. That's why I'm okay with like different versions of different stories, because it's like I'm getting like it's like a brand new version of something. It's a story.
It's kind of like a fresh take on an old idea.
And Avatar: The Last Airbender was so good at world building, like the lore, the concepts of and what I loved about it too. So there's a
then they ruined it.
and then they ruined it.
With Legend of Korra.
We don't talk about that fish. But no. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Every time I say that, I think of the movie. That's why I said no.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that one either. Actually, can I tell you a story real quick about that?
Sure.
I went and saw that movie.
The first one?
The Avatar, the only one.
Oh, okay. Sorry, we're not talking like James Cameron.
No, I'm talking about the actual Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Okay.
The one, again, we don't speak about.
The M. Night.
Yes.
I gotcha. Sorry.
I remember watching that, and I think I was young enough, and also this has been a part of my personality that I've had to kind of work on, but I'm also a people pleaser a little bit. And so when I went and watched the movie, I think I just loved it
You
because
should be a people displeaser. It's way more fun, trust me.
everyone sucks. No.
I'm just kidding. I'm not like that.
But no, like I remember watching like the movie and being like a kid that's like, oh, it's like from my show. I love it so much, without really thinking about whether it was good or not.
Yeah, it's objectively bad.
No. Yeah. It's
in every
awful.
way possible.
And I remember leaving that movie with my dad, because me and my dad and my sister watched it. And my dad, as we were driving away, like I was like, I really like that movie. And he goes, I didn't. And I go, you didn't? Why not, Dad? He goes, because like it was garbage. And he's like, look, I can be an airbender. And then he farts.
That's such a dad thing to do. My gosh.
That has been burned into my head
That
anytime I think about that movie.
thing.
Oh, it was so funny.
That's good.
But no, the movie was garbage. The show, absolutely great. Storytelling wise, awesome.
Why did they ever think M. Night was a great fit for Avatar?
Oh, because he's a famous director and everyone's
I know,
like,
but like he's a famous director at making movies. He's famous for making movies that are like kind of cringy.
Right. And you know what I thought was hilarious too? And maybe this is my ignorance, and if it is, I'm so sorry, audience. But he changed the pronunciation of the characters. Instead of Aang, it was Ung.
Ong.
And it was like, and he's like, I just want to like be accurate to the pronunciations. And I'm like, bro, it's a fake world. They have badger bears and turtle ducks and what was another
Flying bison,
penguin otters, otter penguins, flying bison. This is not a real world. Yes, the Fire Nation is based off of Asian descent. The water tribes were based off of Inuit descent. You had the airbending, which shucks.
That's probably still Asian.
Is it Asian?
I mean, they're like Hindu monks.
That's true. Yeah. So they are Asian.
So or Indian. I'd be Indian.
Was it Indian?
Well, that would be.
Either way, it's Asian. So you're still in the same ballpark. And then you had earthbending, which I think that's also... No.
That was totally America.
That's totally America. Look. Okay, I mean, it's cartoons. It's hard to tell. Their skin color was white.
Aang's friend. What was his name? With the crazy eye.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's totally American. You can see it all over his face.
That's true. Only American would have those crazy eyes. Right? Oh, my God. But no. Like,
just some jacked old man is great.
Like, I get it. Huge Jackman! Huge Jackman has now made it to the macaroni and fish lore. Next week, we're going to see who will win in a fight. Huge Jackman or Jeff?
Oh,
on fentanyl.
I'm so sorry, Jeff. Actually, on fentanyl, Jeff has a pretty good chance.
I was hoping you heard that. On fentanyl, he might actually have a chance. But no. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I understand, like, the Fire Nation and, like, they all have some type of background that's based on some legitimate nationality.
Yeah.
But it's a fake world.
It's a fake world.
It's not even, like
true to what pronunciation?
Right? That's like me, like, getting a hold of Spider-Man and being like, his name is Spiderman.
Yeah.
Is correct pronunciation.
That's the correct pronunciation.
And everyone's like, what are you talking about?
Turkey.
In Hungary, his name is... Oh, boy. But yeah, I thought that was so ridiculous.
In Hungary, it's Spiderman.
Spiderman. Also, I will tell you this about
With that exact inflection too.
Spider-Man. You have to say it like that, otherwise it's not correct.
Yeah.
Also, I will tell you this about the Airbender movie. I remember the moment where I realized the movie did suck, and it was when in the movie, you remember these. Okay, for those of you who've seen the episode, you know what it is. But it's the episodes where the Earthbenders.
Oh yeah, I knew you were gonna go there.
The Earthbenders in the show were captured and put on a ship, a metal ship in the middle of the ocean. The reason why is because the Fire Nation captured them and arrested them, and because they're Earthbenders, they put them on a metal ship in the ocean so they can't Earthbend.
Yep.
In the movie, they have an encampment on dry land.
Yep.
And then when they actually do the earth bending, it takes them 15 years to do 1,700 different motions to move a boulder no bigger than 2 basketballs at the speed of smell as it just and
They took Avatar, which was like epic in its like fight sequences and everything.
I remember that moment when I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, this does suck. What happened? And then I had it compared, like I compared it to like the actual episodes of Earthbenders where they're like causing gigantic spires of sand and dirt to shoot out of the ground and hit people. And then you
Okay, question. Question.
Yep.
Favorite character from Avatar: The Last Airbender, not the movie, the cartoon.
Oh shucks, that's hard.
That's not hard for me.
I forget her name.
I already know who it is.
Say it.
Is it Toph?
No,
surprisingly.
Toph is cool. Oh, okay. Actually, you did reveal 2 characters that are actually my favorite.
Okay.
The girl whose last name, or it's not her last name, but it's the last part of her name, something Lee.
Ooh, oh man, that's hard now.
What is her name again? What is
Ty Lee. I love Ty Lee.
Ty Lee, awesome, and the chick that does Blue Fire.
Chick that does Blue Fire.
It's Zuko's sister.
Oh,
it starts with an A.
Yeah.
I forget her name. I'm so sorry, audience. It's been a while. Azula. Yes, that's right, because it's like Azul.
Yep.
Yeah. Listen.
Oh, now I'm torn because I love Toph. I love the idea that they actually just added a blind character.
Right.
Period.
And
I thought that was so cool. And to make her an earthbender because it makes total sense.
Oh, dude, they explained how she's able to see, quote unquote, and that was so genius.
Yeah,
that was so genius.
But then I love Ty Lee too, because I love the personality of Ty Lee.
Right. Well, see, and like, okay,
and like when I first saw her, I was like, I hope she becomes a good guy.
Right.
I really do, and she did.
Well, see, what's funny about that actually goes back into something I was talking about before. And it's funny that the Airbender show, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm doing that. But like, it's funny that show does that because that is considered a pseudo anime. So it's funny that this kind of connects to what I'm about to talk about. There is a thing, it's primarily an anime that I find where it's like you get basically put into a world, you get explained the rules through.
Can I pause real fast? I'm so sorry.
Pausing. Pausing.
One of the big reasons too I liked Avatar is because even though it's a pseudo anime, maybe that's actually why, because it is a pseudo anime,
right? Because
you don't get a ton of the anime tropes.
Yes,
and that's what I like. It feels like a fresh take on anime,
right? And to be honest, I wish more shows. And maybe this is a very hot take, and if it is, I don't flippin' care. Spicy. Avatar: The Last Airbender, Teen Titans, and another show which I want to bring out, which is, I think it's called Teen Justice or Teen Injustice or something like. It's the
DC.
It's still DC because Teen Titans all that.
Yeah.
But it's Injustice as Teens.
Yes.
Do you remember that show? That was a good show in my opinion too. All of them are pseudo animes in my opinion, or technically.
Generator Rex, I feel like falls in that category too.
Love that show. Generator Rex was so good. So we're talking about shows, and there's kids who were born in 2000. They're like, "What the flip are you talking about?"
You guys got to look these up. Okay,
dude, I'm
if you're
telling
listening,
you,
I swear, look up these cartoons. You will absolutely love
the
them.
original Teen Titans slapped so hard.
It's so good.
Teen Injustice. I don't think that's the name.
That's not the name.
But that show was so good. I don't mean to spoil it for you, but like Superman, because it's essentially like there's Injustice.
It's like a clone of Superman.
Yeah, well, okay. So like there's still the Justice League. I think it's just called Injustice. I think that's what that's called. No,
I don't think it is. That's the video game.
That's the video game. Yeah, that's the video game. For those of you who don't know, you have the Justice League, and then in this Teen Justice thing, all of those heroes, I'm pretty sure, have kids. Right? Is that right?
Young Justice.
Young Justice. That's what it is.
There it is.
Young Justice, and all of them are kids of the superheroes, right?
Yes.
Yes. And what's cool about that is Superman has his own kid, which you think that's strange. Who did he marry? It was like you think Lois Lane. No, that's a clone.
Yep.
He's a clone of Superman.
Yeah.
And to be honest, he's a lot cooler than Superman. I loved his demeanor.
I never actually watched that show, though.
Dude,
I will be honest.
You would love it.
I would probably love it, though.
He was a darker Superman.
Yeah, I saw like 1 or 2 episodes. I don't know what it was. I don't know why it didn't click for me at the moment.
It wasn't as good as Teen Titans, I will admit.
Oh, okay.
I will readily admit, but it wasn't as good as Teen. Anyway, to get back to what I was saying, unpause. So, pseudo animes, I count those as pseudo animes. One thing that is in anime, and I love the tropes of anime. That's gonna be another topic. Don't worry. But what's in anime that I love so much is that you'll be thrown into a world. You'll have the world explained to you and like the concepts, the magic, if there is magic or powers or whatever have you. You'll be explained how that works. And then you meet characters that break those rules.
Oh, yeah.
And if done right, it's beautiful. For example, you get told in Avatar, there's only 4 different types of bending: fire, water, earth, and wind. Then you find out Toph figures out how to metal bend when she's trapped in that flippin' cage. And that's so flippin' cool, especially near the end of the show where she's flipping metal bending entire ships.
Yep.
It looks dope. And then you also have blood bending, which pops up. And all that all of that. I love when they're, and it kind of sounds weird.
Oh yeah, blood bending does pop up in the first.
It does, and it's also
one.
That's what kind of makes it dark.
Yeah. That one was twisted.
But that was so cool to just puppeteer somebody like that. That's awesome. But yeah, and like I love that. I love when stories are written and it's like, here is the normal way of how things go. This is how the world has been working for so long. Here is something that threatens that, or something that is an object version of that. Not Toph. What? Ty Lee, that one.
There you go.
She kind of, because she's not a bender at all.
Yeah, she doesn't bend at all.
She's just a martial artist and good at it. That's what made her so interesting, because she was like, you had Azula, who was fire bending, but she had blue fire.
There was a theory that Ty Lee is actually a bender, and that she's an airbender.
I was taking a drink. I'm so sorry. That she's a what bender?
She's an airbender.
Well, that don't make any sense, because all the airbenders are bald.
Well, that's because they were men.
You don't know.
That was part of the monks. Not all the airbender. You can't say that.
Yeah, can you interview one? That's only good for those who watch the show. Oh my god!
Unfortunately, I cannot. But they said no, like the way she moves and everything is very much like an airbender. She actually has more of a look about her that's closer to Aang than to any other character.
Okay.
Although someone pointed out that Aang also shares a facial features of like a Fire Nation person too, I guess. But
it's a cartoon. You're gonna get similarities.
There's only so many faces, guys.
You have big eyes, small eyes. Pick one.
Yeah, but they gave actually a pretty good case, I think,
really,
for why Ty Lee could be an airbender. I think Matt Pat put it out. Actually,
oh shucks. Then you know it's true. Matt Pat is never wrong.
That's true. He's never been wrong.
Yeah,
on
never
FNAF,
been.
ever.
Ain't that right, Matt Pat? With your 80 different FNAF videos.
To his credit, though, I'm pretty sure Scott Cawthon was just watching this going, nope, ain't doing that
now. Scott, no, that was a losing game from the very beginning. Anyway, that's for another topic.
Well, Scott's such a troll. So
oh, absolutely.
In the best possible way.
But no, that's what I love about like a lot of shows is when they build like a concept and then they find ways like to object it a little bit. And Ty Lee is one of them, along with Azula with the blue fire, all of that.
And I feel like Toph was too.
Yes.
Because here you have a blind bender.
Yes.
I thought that was really cool.
But it was clever how she was able to feel through.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
I felt seen.
You felt represented in the mainstream.
Yes.
In the mainstream. All right, we're getting about.
We're gonna get roasted for that.
That's fine. Roast me alive. No, rotisserie me. Can we take that? Don't roast me. Rotisserie me.
Spit roast me.
Ew.
Hang on.
Don't spit on me. Hold on. Back this trolley train up. I don't want to do that. I didn't sign on for this. Don't spit on me. But we're about 40. 40
spit on me.
You said spit roast. Isn't that you spit on it and then you cook it?
No.
No.
What? You
What?
put them on a spit. which is
Why
it's
would
a
I
rotisserie.
Why would I
You put them on the rotisserie.
Why would I spit on
It's
something?
called a
and then-
spit roast.
Why is it called a spit?
I don't know.
Okay, we're about 44 minutes in. Let's switch it up a little bit because we've been talking about specific shows here.
Okay.
I want to talk about.
I got this specific show that I want to mention.
Oh, perfect. Let's talk about it for the next 12 minutes.
I'm just kidding.
I got a show that I think is going to lead into some very interesting conversation. Are you ready for this?
All right.
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
I knew you were going to go
Yes.
there. And actually, that was the show I was thinking of.
Listen,
Because
kids.
I have something to show you.
Oh, you do? Wait, you're going to show me something on a podcast.
Well, I'm going to show you, then you can go,
Oh, okay. Okay.
all right, I got to pull it up again because I was looking up I was looking up something else, so now I have to find this again.
Well, hey, while you're pulling it up, let's go for an ad break. Hey there, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to another episode of our podcast. Have you been enjoying it?
All right, got it.
Oh. Listen to our stuff anyway.
I'm just going to hold the phone out to you.
Okay.
And show you.
Okay.
And I want you to look at the release date of this.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
It's going to be really small.
Okay.
I may just toss it to
You know
phone,
what? Just toss
okay?
it to me. Yep.
Okay, that didn't go over as planned.
That was a little short. That was not my fault. All right, kick the phone to me.
Okay.
Hold on.
You're more mobile than I am.
I'm gonna get it. Okay. Oh, it's playing something. Stop. I didn't ask for this. Back away. I command you. Okay.
What do you see?
Clip straight out of nowhere. Scooby-Doo meets Courage the Cowardly Dog. What?
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
Guess when it was put out?
8 months ago?
Uh-huh. The actual movie is only 2 years old.
You're kidding me.
I was looking for Courage the Cowardly Dog clips, right? Just to like kind of relive it a little.
What?
And that's like the first thing I came across. I was like, wait, what are you talking about? Because it gave a comparison, I think it was. It was like Courage in 1990 whatever and to 2021. I was like, 2021? What are you talking about? That show's been canceled for like years.
That's weird.
And so that's what it is, though. It is a Scooby-Doo Courage the Cowardly Dog crossover movie.
What the heck?
And it's only 2 years old. And I kind of want to watch it now just because Courage the Cowardly Dog is
Dude,
in
I'm
it.
not going to lie. I'm very curious about that. Hit the mic. We got one. Hey, I got 1 out of 3, baby. And
There
we're
you go.
almost done. All right, I'm going to throw your phone back, by the way.
All right, go for it. Definitely not short. Definitely not a short throw.
I flipping chested him. But no, I'm going to say something about that, by the way.
Okay.
Courage the Cowardly Dog does not belong in a Scooby-Doo show.
No, I agree.
Because Courage the Cowardly Dog, listen.
That's not their weirdest crossover, though.
No, it's not. It's not. For those of you kids that have been born in the year 2000s or later, watch Courage the Cowardly Dog at your own risk.
Yeah? Well, I don't know.
Back in-
Honestly, this generation, they're so used to, like, scary, I feel like.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't think so. Not
I
scary
think
like
so.
that.
I think so.
Well, like you look at their kids shows nowadays. Again, going back to Teen Titans
Well,
Go
yeah,
and like Bluey.
But it's like Bluey's for like toddlers.
Dude, I remember watching Courage the Cowardly Dog and like I was less than 10. I remember watching that show.
I know, but there's like 8-year-olds playing Five Nights at Freddy's and stuff, and like zombie games and literally like Mortal Kombat 5 or whatever.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
But I don't know. I just haven't seen anything like Courage the You know what I mean? Because like Courage the Cowardly Dog was not just sometimes scary. Mm-hmm. I am shocked that I didn't have nightmares as a kid. But then again, when
I don't know if I had nightmares, but there was a couple episodes that messed me up.
Oh, dude, trust
Yes.
me. I totally get. Maybe that's why we like nightmares, because we grew up on that stuff.
We grew up on nightmares.
Listen, you think you kids had nightmares? Grow up on this show. No, but those who
Back
don't.
in my day, I had nightmares that really scared me.
If you guys haven't watched some of the shows like Courage the Cowardly Dog, Flapjack,
Grim Adventures of Billy and Mander,
those
Mandy.
shows, oh my word, they were built different.
They were
built
They
different.
were definitely built different.
I'm not even trying to do that as like a joke. Like they legit were built different. Because I know exactly one of the ones that probably freaked you out on Courage the Cowardly Dog. It's Ramses, the King of Gods, the King of Gauze.
Sure.
You don't know what that is, do you?
No, I know what that one
okay.
is. That's not one that freaked me out.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that was never freaked me out.
That one terrified me.
No, the one that freaked me out was on the episode called Perfect.
Okay, that one was awful.
Where Courage is having a nightmare, and one of the things he sees is the deformed head.
No, it's not just a head. It's a body missing limbs with a whole bunch of tubes going in it.
Yeah, and it's just like, you're not perfect.
Oh, dude.
Like,
I hate how it whispered it to you.
Yeah.
It looked you dead in the eyes and just was, you're not perfect.
I didn't.
It's this like disgusting claymation when the rest of it has just been nothing but drawn cartoon. And then it flips to that. There's that one. And let me guess the other one. It's the chick that plays violin.
Yep.
For those of you who don't know that episode, Courage is running through a hotel and he keeps opening doors, and eventually it starts getting into real life stuff. Like you see like I say real life, realistic, a dragon. Like it's not, it's real life, like pictured, like it was a suit or something or a puppet. And then you switch and then it's a shark. And then you open the door and you see this claymation of a girl facing away. You only see her back playing violin and it's beautiful. And Courage goes, oh, and then she turns around and makes the most disgustingly horrific face on planet Earth and just screams at the top of her lungs. That one I will admit, that freaked me out.
Yeah, I did not like that.
But you weren't freaked out by Ramses?
Not really.
That was like some creepy CGI.
Return the sun.
Oh, I hate it. And I like horror stuff. And that one was like, I don't like that. What's your offer?
That's good.
That's Eustace.
That's good.
For anyone wanting to know, that's Eustace. That's Muriel's husband from the show.
Here's the thing. If there's a 2021 version of Courage, who do they get to do the voices?
Oh, yeah. Aren't the voice actors dead?
I don't know.
Hold on. I'm going to look this up.
I have no idea. But like for Courage the Cowardly Dog, they actually recorded only like a certain set of lines a lot of the time.
Well, he didn't even say much. He's like,
no, not Courage. For like Muriel and Eustace even.
Oh, that actually makes a lot of sense.
That's why in like a lot of the episodes you hear like repeating lines.
Like, what's your offer? I remember hearing that a few times.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. That one too.
Yeah.
That one was
because that's just like a line that they throw in there because not all the episodes have like a script where you need to record everything new. You know what I mean?
Right. Marty Grabstein.
Oh, yeah. He was Courage.
He was Courage.
Yep.
And then there's a guy named John Dilworth.
He's the creator.
Animated television series. Yeah, he's the creator.
John R. Dilworth.
Thea White.
Muriel?
Muriel. She played Muriel. I'm curious who played Eustace. Lionel Wilson? Yeah. Lionel Wilson voiced Eustace.
Huh.
Interesting. I don't know who any of those people are. But yeah, that show is terrifying. And then you also have Flapjack.
I never liked Flapjack in any way. It was not funny to me.
Dude, I loved Flapjack.
It was so stupid.
That was the high rise of shows that started trying to do what Courage the Cowardly Dog did, which is like make it hand drawn, but then also add random tidbits of like different like claymation, CGI, really horrifically detailed pictures that have the the man screaming. The one from Flapjack that freaked me out the most is that stupid cat. That stupid cat. That stupid cat. For those of you who don't know Flapjack, how do I explain this in a short way so people understand? It's a kid raised by a whale with a pirate who probably should not be around children.
And they're trying to make it to Candied Island.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's like the whole thing is just trying to get to Candy Island. That's the whole show.
Candied Island.
Candy is like currency in this one.
Yep.
But yeah, and then they find a cat, and the cat it has no eyes, just black holes, a mouth that's just a black hole with sharp teeth around it, and anytime it appears on screen, you just hear and like all the horrific noise. I literally looked it up and I was like, I'm not gonna be able to sleep now. I'm just gonna be dreaming about that stupid cat. That stupid, disturbing cat.
I will say. I did see that one episode.
Oh man, but yeah, that was the rise of like shows like that and Chowder. Chowder was never really scary, but it still did the same thing where it did all the mixing of different types. And I'm not gonna lie,
Chowder's style was really cool.
Oh, I loved Chowder. Everything about Chowder was the only one of those that wasn't scary.
Yeah, it was just gross.
Right.
It was straight up disgusting.
You're not wrong.
That one and Codename Kids Next Door.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you brought that up.
So gross.
But it was what I loved about Codename Kids Next Door.
That was a good one.
Also, if you've never seen that, I'm not even going to explain it. Look it up. It's what every kid wishes is true.
Oh, absolutely.
When I was a kid and I found out that show,
Absolutely.
I was like, I want to start this.
Yes.
I want to be legitimately
Number one.
or not even number one. Whoever came up with it.
I don't remember.
I forget his number, but Codename Kids Next Door was a whole bunch of kids, part of an organization of children fighting against adults.
Yeah, and teenagers.
Teenagers
had their own organization.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then you had the Delightful Children from Down the Lane,
Oh,
which is a long
yes.
name, but a really cool one. I'm not gonna lie.
My favorite villain on that was Father.
Yes,
He was so menacing, and you never even saw his face.
right. And he had fire powers for no reason.
Yeah, literally no explanation. This dude just had superpowers.
The entire show is these kids coming up with technology that would literally put Neil deGrasse Tyson to shame. I know he doesn't make technology, but he's really smart, and that's the point. But like that was so like amazing. Their tree houses, their robots, and then you have Father, who's this black shadowy person who just conjures fire for no reason.
Oh, it was so good though.
Oh,
that
it was
a fun
amazing. I can't tell you.
The most disgusting episode on that one, though, in my opinion,
Was it the flu guy?
No, it was Hoagie, which is number 2.
Yes.
Number 2. It was like a noir episode.
Oh, okay.
And he's like investigating why kids are getting pink eye in the school.
I remember this
And
episode.
during the whole episode, there's the school nurse who's like she's like feeding Hoagie pies that she makes.
Yeah,
And he loves
yeah.
the pies,
Yeah,
right? Then you find out that it's the nurse giving everyone pink eye so she can scrape out their eye crust.
Oh yeah, and make pies
crust.
out of it.
I was like, what the heck? This is disgusting.
Listen, kids from 2000s and sooner, it was a different time back then.
It was gross.
It was a different time, and it was fantastic.
It was so nasty.
All right, I don't mean to switch topics here. Well, not topics, but switch conversation.
Okay.
But we're running out of time, and there's one show I absolutely have to talk about because to this day, it is my favorite cartoon. Not talking about anime. Anime is different from this.
I was going to say, because if you say One Piece.
No. That's an anime. That's different. This is different. But this is my favorite cartoon, my favorite kids cartoon to this day. It beats SpongeBob. I love SpongeBob. I loved SpongeBob. Oh yeah, the new episodes are garbage.
It got totally stupid.
Garbage.
Shortly after the first movie, it went downhill. As soon as Steven Hillenburg completely left, it was
yes.
tough.
Well, it's because the first movie and everything was just.
Did you know he passed away?
He did? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks. Maybe. Actually, okay. I once heard a rumor that the guy who voices SpongeBob died.
Oh no, not him.
I think I mixed up who that because I heard somebody died from there. That might have been that.
It was Steven Hillenburg.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But that's really, really sad. But I love SpongeBob, and don't worry, we'll probably talk about it before the episode ends. But what beats SpongeBob, in my opinion, Codename Kids Next Door, even Teen Titans,
Ooh,
even Young Justice, even Avatar, Ed, and Eddy.
Oh heck yes! Oh, I didn't actually know where you were going with that.
Ed and Eddy, by far, hands down, will die on this hill with a sword in hand.
Man, they make great cartoons.
Dude, man, Ed and Eddy was the funniest show in my opinion.
It was great.
That is how you do random humor. That is how you do it.
Perfect example of how you do completely nonsensical, chaotic humor.
Yes, you didn't get bombarded with it. You got jokes that were straight. You got jokes that were completely outlandish.
Yep.
I made a joke on the last episode. What happened to the stairs?
Yes.
My parents took them down because I am grounded. Still hilarious. Oh,
that show's got so many good one-liners in it.
That show was built. I hate to say this again, but built different. Everything about it, because it
was like a really good embodiment of childhood too.
Yes,
it's one of those shows that I don't know. Do modern cartoons? Maybe I'm just wrong, but do modern cartoons even embody childhood well?
I don't think so, because I think what's happening, I said this at kind of near the beginning of the episode, a lot of shows for kids nowadays are just trying to, I guess, follow the times and
they're trying to be trendy or something, and it's really kind of just
yeah. Well, and they're doing it because, again, doing that random humor, but also they're doing that thing where it's kids have a lot shorter of attention span, so they're bam, bam,
Yeah,
bam, bam.
yeah.
They're trying to throw more at kids in order to catch up with like they're constantly like, oh, they're losing attention. We need to keep doing this and blah 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 blah. And you can argue like that's the reason these shows are the way they are. And I mean, fair, I get it. You need to make shows for the people that watch them a little bit at least. Although I would almost argue you should still make a show that you would like, and that would probably be more important. But anyway,
Right. Yeah.
but I think it was just a mix of different things that include this constantly like chase for randomness, because that's the comedy more nowadays for kids at least. And it's that chase of like trying to catch up with their attention span. Whereas back in the day, kids shows were a lot more.
They're a lot slower in my opinion.
Well, I think it was more trying to, I don't want to say like they were just trying to understand what made kids tick back in the day, but that feels like that's what they were doing. Because like whenever I look back and watch those shows, I don't think of it as
I feel like they had a better understanding of what kids were and what they would like,
right,
and not have to throw a bunch of crap at the wall.
Right,
I
and
mean,
like,
you can even look. Okay, like this is going to be a little bit of a side topic.
All right.
But if you even look at like the companies that are producing kids content now,
yeah,
compared to what they looked like when they were producing content when we were kids, these places have gone like completely corporate.
Oh, 100%.
Like Nickelodeon Studios is just boring looking anymore. It doesn't even look like a fun place at all.
I remember watching Nickelodeon and having shows which I don't even know if anybody will know what these are. In fact, I can't even remember one of the names. What is it? It's not Temple Run. It's the Hidden Temple. Something.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, someone will fact check me and get it, but it's literally a show about a hidden temple.
It might be Hidden Temple.
Is it just hidden? No, it's something of the Hidden Temple or some
Secret of the Hidden Temple.
Secrets of the Hidden Temple,
or
maybe
something like that.
But essentially, if you don't know about it, it's a TV show, which was a game show for kids. It was on Nickelodeon, but the game show was that they set up this huge obstacle course that was like an old like Aztec temple that had all these different things. It was a game show where it's like it was like an escape room before escape rooms.
Yeah.
Except you were running through it. You weren't trying to get out.
Right.
And then they had stuff like that. They had that other game show where it was like you slid down. I don't even remember what show this is from. But I remember if you got a question wrong, I think it was a trivia game, you slid down a slide of slime.
What
is that ringing a bell to you? That popped in my head as I'm talking about the temple. Like there's a thing where there's a whole bunch of kids, and I think it was like a trivia game.
Yeah.
And whoever was losing, they had to go down this slide, and it was like
I
you
know
got
what you're talking
slimed.
about. Yeah.
But it was
Man, what was that?
But back to what you were saying, they knew what kids wanted. They took time to be slower.
Yeah, but maybe kids want something different now, I guess.
Well, like I said, I think they're trying to catch up with how kids are nowadays.
I mean, the kids today, they're so like maybe so used to like TikTok and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what you were saying.
Yeah. The attention spans are very short, so it's like they're trying to catch up. But like I remember back in my day, literally getting up early on the weekend to watch morning cartoons. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
You remember getting up on like, what was it, 8 a.m?
I was up before then.
All right, calm down. Not all.
Hey, I had to watch Code Lyoko.
Oh my gosh! Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up.
Really good, another good one, another pseudo anime cartoon.
I don't know if I would call that a pseudo anime for the style, but I'm going to call it a pseudo anime.
It's like
for
a French anime, essentially.
Which that was what Avatar is. It's French made. So
really? No, it wasn't.
No, 100% French made.
Avatar.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure their studio was in America, though.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna look this
French
up.
made? I don't think so.
I'm gonna pull it up. We're gonna find
maybe like animated in France. But
Avatar the last.
I'm pretty sure their headquarters was here in America.
Airbender made in Japan. Avatar the Last Airbender was co-created, produced by Michael Dante. Okay. But whoa. We were both wrong.
Huh.
Was created by these people at Nickelodeon Animation Studios in Burbank, California. It's animation mostly done by South Korean studios.
The animation, yes, but its creation was American.
But its animation is Korean, which makes it a Korean anime.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, SpongeBob's a Chinese cartoon.
Wait, what?
Because it's animated in China.
Are you serious?
I'm pretty sure.
My whole life is a lie!
A lot of the shows are.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of the shows, a lot of cartoons are not animated here in America.
Actually, that kind of sounds pretty American.
They outsource the labor like everybody else.
That sounds pretty American to me.
That does sound very American.
But no. Okay, so like Code Lyoko, I call it a pseudo anime only because it earned it. Not because it was an anime or like pseudo anime like Avatar, but it earned it. That was such a good show. That was such a good story.
It started great. It ended badly.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about it. I don't know if I ever
because
really
it got
watched
into this motion. Okay, so like Code Lyoko, like first or second episode, the main villain Xana, who's a computer virus, right?
We should
existing
probably
in this other
explain.
world.
Code Lyoko is about teens that enter a computer world to defeat a computer virus because the computer virus could enter the world. Also, every time the computer virus entered the world, it was going to end the world. And the only way to stop it was to go into the computer, go through a whole bunch of like obstacles and fight, and then completely restart time for the day. Yeah, they had to do that every single time. They restarted
Every
time.
single time.
You'd think like it caused a space-time continuum.
I know, right? It never did, though.
Time or whatever, but you know. Anyway, continue.
But no, what the problem was is like in the second episode, I think it was Xana, who's the computer virus, was literally like trying to nuke the entire world.
I remember, like that was one of the like not even the top picks, but it wasn't even the last pick. It was the middle pick, and so then Xana was like, I don't know.
That should have been in game. You know what I mean? That should have been like the big final episode to end it all.
Right?
Was Xana trying to nuke everybody.
What was the final episode?
The final episode, I don't even remember the final episode because it was so lackluster. Literally.
I was so mad you didn't even remember it.
Yeah. Well, because like on I think it's like season 3, maybe. I don't know how many seasons there were of the actual cartoon. They rebooted it as a live action.
Oh, that's gross.
Super weird.
That's gross.
The animation was much better.
Absolutely,
I will say.
100%.
But it literally ended the cartoon with Xana just taking over people's bodies, and that was it.
I'm a puppeteer.
So like every episode was just another person being taken over by Xana, and that's actually how the live action went too.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Man, Xana, you need to like expound your goals a little bit.
It was very disappointing.
If you can't destroy the world, how about become president?
But
and then talk about how hares or the kids like hares that are standing up on your leg in the pool. I'm sorry, that was.
I had no idea where we were going with that.
You were staring at me like what? What joke are you making?
Okay, that makes sense now.
I'm so sorry.
But no, what made Code Lyoko really cool to me, I learned this much later, is what it was based on. Because Code Lyoko was inspired. Also, Code Lyoko started off as like a really gritty show.
Really?
And it got completely like turned into what it was.
Really?
Because there's actually like, I don't know if there's like a full-on pilot episode of it, but there's at least like an opening animatic or whatever of it, and you can tell the tone is much darker.
Well, they probably had to brighten it up a little bit for kids, which, again...
Well, yeah, even like content-wise.
After Courage the Cowardly Dog and Flapjack,
I don't
think their bar would be pretty low.
I feel like you could get away with it and like do it well, where it's not like... I don't know. But anywho, what it was based on, like inspired by... was an anime, and we'll save this for another day.
Yeah.
But it was based on an anime called Serial Experiments Lane.
Oh my gosh, that still bothers me to this day.
And I love that.
You know what?
Because it is so weird and trippy, and you have no idea what's happening until the end. And even at the end, you're going, okay, what just happened?
You know what I'm gonna make? I'm gonna make a claim for this, and I'm putting it in the podcast, so we have to do it. Next episode, we're talking about animes because we need to talk about that. What is it? Serial? I keep messing up the name.
Serial Experiments Lane.
Because it's 3 words that don't normally go together.
They don't go together in any way whatsoever.
We need to talk about Serial Experiments Lane. We need to talk about One Piece. We need to talk about Attack on Titan. I say the next episode is animes and the continuation of this episode because we're running out of time. But I do want to say a last few things. I'll let you say a last few things. We'll just be a little extended, and then we'll cut it out. But
I was just going to add to the anime list a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. Go for it.
Definitely want to talk about Wonder Egg Priority.
Oh, my word. Still an amazing anime.
Those are very good, and it's no more seasons.
I know.
That's so sad.
I love that. Love that show. But yeah, going back to kids' cartoons, Ed, Edd and Eddy was by far my favorite. It was not only hilarious, but it was so smartly written. And it for those of you who have never seen it, literally the entire cartoon is, I don't know how to explain it, but I mean, I don't want to say this because this is going to sound weird.
It's three kids, and one of them is always leading his two friends
into scamming people. And it always fails. It's essentially like Suicide Squad if it was good and a comedy.
I thought Suicide Squad was supposed to be a comedy.
No,
was it not a comedy?
No.
It was not, okay.
No, it was awful.
Oh, okay.
But I say that because they're like Ed and Eddy are not superheroes. By the way, the three main characters are named Ed, and Eddy. That's the whole shtick. But like they're not superheroes, but they're villains in that they just want to scam people, and it always goes wrong for them.
Yes, and it's always funny.
In the hilarious, you got Eddy, which is the quote unquote smart scammer genius.
Yep.
But he's an idiot. And then you have Double D, also known as Ed with two Ds.
Yep.
And he's the genius, kind of skittish and very laid back. And then you have Ed, 1D, who is just a moron. And it's so funny.
Hilarious.
My parent. Gravy.
Yeah.
And you know what's even more upset? We've talked about this, but I'm going to say it on the podcast because one day this podcast will reach the ears of people across the world. That's what I'm hoping. Probably not, but it's fine. One day this will reach further than, and from there, somebody will
literally just said our city.
I do. We should bleep that out.
We could quack that one.
Yeah, we'll quack that. I didn't cuss. I just said the city. I'm passionate. Okay. I want a DVD set of Ed and Eddy. Put it on a streaming service or something, please.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, why is there no complete DVD set of this cartoon
please.
in existence? Because it is so good.
I want to. There are so many. Like, I literally.
We're gonna talk this up. People are gonna go watch and you're like, I don't get it. This show's garbage.
These old guys are weird.
It's super funny.
It's so funny. Great. There's an episode,
and it's like mildly inappropriate.
Oh, very much. but in a way that's tasteful. There's
a lot of nakedness.
But you don't see
anything, obviously.
You don't see anything.
But,
and also the characters are ugly enough you don't want to see anything.
That's true.
Like the Canker sisters, and yes, that is their actual name in the show, the Canker sisters, who are in love with the three main characters, which doesn't make any sense to me, but that's fine. I still remember one of my favorite episodes from Ed and Eddy is when Ed gets dressed up as a monster because of one of Eddy's scams, and he gets too into it, and then he starts eating cereal, but not actually like eating it. He just chews it up in his mouth and then spits it out, and then he starts using it to stick people to the wall in cocoons because he's acting like Alien, like the movie Alien, like he's capturing people and putting them in cocoons.
It's so funny.
And his roar, everything about that episode was hilarious. There's that one. There's the Christmas episode with Rolf. Rolf is
great.
He's essentially
quite possibly my favorite character on there.
He's so funny. His whole shtick is that he's like from a culture that doesn't, and this is gonna sound bad, but I don't mean it bad. It's from a culture that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
because it's just a whole bunch of made up things like like what is it? Double D offends him, and he's like, "If this is true," like Double D apologizes, and he's like, or no, it's Eddy. Eddy's the one that does this. Eddy offends Rolf, and then he apologizes, and Rolf goes, "If this is true, have you brought the cupcakes of sorriness?" And he's supposed to bring him a cupcake, and in response, his punishment is Rolf is going to wear a gigantic hammer head, like an actual hat that's a huge hammer, bigger than his body, and use it to smash Eddy. Oh man, shows have not done it like Ed and Eddy has. That's right, the hat of discipline. Do you live in a cave? Listen,
well, can I just say too, your Rolf voice is pretty spot on.
Oh, thank you. I've been working on it. That one and my Patrick voice. What was it? Patrick, don't you got to be stupid somewhere else? Not until 4. Man, I could sit here and talk all day about all these shows.
I really could.
But we're going to have to cut it out here. We're already past our normal time.
Yeah.
But hey, listen, don't worry. We're going to do another episode where we're talking about quote unquote cartoons. I know the anime community is going to shoot me for that one, but trust me.
They're cartoons.
They're a cartoon. They're just an anime. I said they were different. I said they were different before because I said I had my favorite cartoon and then I said my favorite anime. So if you're going to shoot me, do it with a BB gun. I'll accept that. I'll accept that. But thank you guys so much for listening to our podcast. Hey, listen, if you liked any of the shows or have heard of them before, put it in the comment section. Tell us know what you thought about it, because it's going to be on YouTube. And of course, we're also on Spotify.
Woo! Finally.
So if you don't want to...
That took me forever.
I know, right? That's fine. That's fine. So, hey, if you are ever so terrified to ever see our ugly mugs, just go on Spotify. We'll never put the video on there.
Well, actually, we might. If we actually start making videos, yeah, we might.
We might. So you may not be safe there. But hey, regardless of where you're listening to us, give us a like, give us a follow, give us a share. Here, ring that notification bell.
Woo!
And tell us what you think about these shows. If you've seen them before. If you haven't, let me tell you, I highly recommend it. But again, I put a warning on Courage the Cowardly Dog and Flapjack, because trust me, you're not ready for what's going to happen in those shows. But thank you guys so much for joining us. I'm Mac.
And I'm Fish.
And this has been Macaroni and Fish. We will see you next time.